We're broadcasting from Atlanta as the Hawks take the hardwood here at the Phillips Arena. And the Wizards head back to Washington after today's contest.
This is a special matchup. I mean, we got here tonight. Two rival franchises, a lot of history between the two, and some bad blood. So let's just see how all this adds up in terms of drama.
And, guys, I think if you ask them, as far as they're concerned, this game counts twice in the standings. I mean, it carries that kind of weight. It really holds that kind of significance for both of them.
So a look at the starters for the Wizards. Greg Monroe is up there with Johnson. Then it's Omer Asher. Then there's Gordon. And it's Wall in the point guard position. Millsap. The rebound by Johnson. And guys, we saw a nice development for James Johnson last year. He was 59% from the floor. The closest he had ever come to that in his 6 years was 46%. What a dramatic mark improvement there.
Yeah, and I think it was all due to shot selection. He dialed back on the number of threes that he was taking the year before, and his percentage went up.
And Wall gets it to go in on the assist by Johnson. Wall's got his first 2 points of the night. Plumlee with a screen on Wall. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Mason Plumlee will really put it on you. Tough, hard-nosed player. Has the size to bang and the athleticism, GA, to run the court.
And it's interesting, Kevin. His game translated better as a professional than maybe as a collegiate. I mean, he's a guy that's a lunch pail kind of player. Rolls up his sleeves, focuses in, and willing to do the dirty work.
Excellent point about the comparison college to pro. I think you're right on.
Well, I tell you, he squeezed that orange as tight as he could before that throwdown.
Yeah, no way he was going to lose that thing on the way up. You're right, Clark.
And better safe than sorry on that one, guys.
Here's Gordon. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. T.J. Warren picks one up.
And, you know, back to Plumlee, he showed steady improvement last season, improved statistically in just about every category over his rookie year. If he could become a little less mechanical with his post game, I think he could even go higher.
You know, one thing about Plumlee, going back, he's been a tremendous rebounder. He can shoot over 60% from the field for you. However, he was a terrible free throw shooter last season, under 50%, which caused at least a couple teams to employ a little hack-a-Mason strategy.
Steph Curry does so many things well, Clark, on the floor, but one area he had struggled with was turning the ball over.
Yeah, and after a slow start, Kevin, to the year in the turnover department, Curry was able to slowly right the ship.
The Wizards making a switch here. Temple's checked in. Now here's Wall. Monroe. A marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach. Putting on a show for these people.
I cannot believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Are you kidding me?
I'll tell you what, Mama always said, if you got it, flaunt it.
Let it fly. Let it fly.
Mama said that, huh?
5 of 5 to start the game, and it might be the second quarter before they miss the way they're knocking these shots down. Boy, everything's pure.
Millsap has the open look. Drains it from beyond the arc.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Now Wall. To the wing on the left. And so it looks like the Wizards will retain possession here.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
And that's why he sold out for it, because he knew he had to make that play. He wasn't going to let them get the advantage.
Morris is checked in for Greg Monroe. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. And Washington making a change here. Dudley's checked in. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. To the left wing. And the wide open shot from Warren. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
4 or 5 shots have dropped for them already. Not a bad way to get things started.
Curry brings the double. Morris kicks the wall. And the ball goes out of bounds. Nice touch by Plumlee. O'Neal's checked in for Omer Asik. And Courtney Lee gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Here is Wall. Screen by O'Neal. And Wall. Here we go now.
Great reflexes to get a hand on that pass and go the other way with it.
And it's Warren with the jam.
Excellent feed from Steph Curry.
Wizards have gotten all 5 of their shots to go down in the first quarter. Terrific start. And Wall kicks to Dudley. Off the run. And Steph Curry with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the stripe.
DJ Augustine's checked in for the Hawks. Wall against Augustine. Wall dishes to O'Neal. Temple can't get it to go.
Boy, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities.
Lee kicks to Augustine. Fires from deep. No luck. Wall with some nice defense. Good work defensively by Millsap.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Well, we know Washington didn't win the Southeast last season. They came in second once again. This time to the Hawks and not to Miami. Still, I thought they were dominant within the division. Matter of fact, they were dominant within the division.
Wall, that's good. Atlanta's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Millsap sets the pick for Augustine. Pass to Millsap. Dishes it to Warren. Shot clock at 6. Millsap kicks to Warren. Atlanta again missing. Wizards were very strong against the rest of their division, the Southeast Division. 10-6 in division record form.
And it seems the Wizards are always the bridesmaid, doesn't it? I mean, never the bride, it seems. Since the Southeast came about in 2004, they've had 6 second-place finishes, but have yet to win a division title.
Amazing. And Wall kicks to Temple. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. And it's the Hawks' ball. They're on a 12-4 run. Augustine passes to Plumlee. Millsap a screen. And a wide open look for Lee. No good on the triple. Washington's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Wall dishes to Dudley. Back to Wall. Morris with a screen on Augustine. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Yeah, the defender all over.
Greg, he got in good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
The Wizards shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. So for the Hawks, DeJuan Blair, who's checked in for Plumlee. Collison comes in for Paul Millsap. And it's Korver in for Lee.
Well, I tell you, last season was a big one for the Hawks and Coach Budenholzer. Their dominant season won him multiple Coach of the Month titles, and eventually he won the Coach of the Year award.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. It was pretty obvious, I thought, Greg, that Budenholzer was the deserved Coach of the Year. I mean, Steve Kerr, there are a lot of good names you could put in there. But what he's done taking the Hawks to the top of the East, a few saw that coming.
I agree with you. I mean, he has transformed this Hawks team over the past couple of years, has a wonderful team game. You know, obviously a lot of influence coming from Pop when he was with San Antonio, but he is really, I think, redefining how the game of basketball is being played at the pro level.
Outside Gordon. Sinks the triple. And the Wizards lead by 3.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
And Augustine kicks to Blair. The basket is good. The assist from Augustine. Blair's got his first 2 points of the night. Augustine against Young. Monroe, the pass to Young. He used that pick to get in close.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
Korver, no luck.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
The Atlanta Hawks come into this one following a loss to Indiana. From deep three-point range, Korver missing again. Wizards leading by 3. Young dishes to Monroe.
And what a double-double machine Greg Monroe is becoming. Top 6 for power forwards last season. Top 5 for centers. And his game is only continuing to evolve.
That one is no good. One thing about Greg Monroe, he is a highly skilled big.
He really is. I love the fact that he can do so much. He can post you up. He can pop out and knock down the 15-footer. He's an outstanding passer. And at his size, those are skills that have served him and his teams well.
And Garcia kicks to Blair.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the official.
Omer Ashe, he's checked in for Washington. Markieff Morris comes in for Greg Monroe. Good on both. For Washington, they've gone 8 of 12 on field goal attempts so far. Young against Augustine. Here's Gordon. Right through the D for the layup. Gordon's got 6 points.
And getting back to Greg Monroe, guys, he made some subtle strides last season. Best rebounding average of his career, up to 75% on his free throws. And how about this little nugget? Not one three-point attempt last season. That tells you he's starting to mature.
Shot clock at 3. And the dunk by Blair.
A long wind-up and a strong follow-through on that one-hand jam.
He's not going to mess that one up for sure.
Well, I sure hope not.
Morris with the screen for Young. A three-pointer off the mark.
And you know, with some people, they'll always find something wrong with Monroe's game. He'll never make the all-defensive team. He kind of looks like he's playing at half speed, but he produces it, and he does it within the team confines.
Well, if you like offense, that's what you're getting here early on.
This has a little bit of playground feel to it, fellas. I mean, forget about defending. Just outscore the other team. Let it fly.
Morris with a screen on Augustine. Young with no one around. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
And they're just raining threes on both ends.
Boy, I love the answer. You come at me with the 3, I'm coming right back with my own triple.
Atlanta calls timeout.
And did not seem happy about how things are going on right now, and maybe wants to make some changes.
I agree. I mean, just was not comfortable with the way things were set up at that particular time. And in that case, I think it's the right thing to do.
checked in for Atlanta. Then for the Wizards, Monroe's checked in for Morris. Johnson comes in for Jared Dudley. And Udrih in for Gordon. On the wing, Korver with the shot. The rebound by Johnson.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Yeah, nothing major, not a huge advantage, but certainly a good sign for them going forward.
And it's DJ Augustine with the foul. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
Oh, no, not the guy you want to put on the line, Kevin. He's an ATM from the free throw line.
You look back last year, and the Hawks were incredible at home last season. Not a bad way to help unveil that beautiful statue of Dominique Wilkins in front of the stadium.
Yeah, I mean, and so much went right for the Hawks. And adding that statue up, Neek, was the cherry on top. Very classy move from that organization.
.109 left to play in the first quarter. Here's Blair. Can't hit. And it's Washington the other way.
And, you know, for the Hawks last season, they ended with a 35-6 record at home, and that was the best in the East and the second best in the NBA.
Screen by Asik. Udrih, the pass to Asik. And he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
And Kevin, lots of standing around and watching by the defense that time.
And he makes them pay, doesn't he, Greg? Out with that emphatic slam.
And guys, that'll get his heart rate up a little bit, I can tell you that. Watch out, he can be a dangerous player when his motor is revved up that way.
Wizards leading by 3.
And for the Hawks, it was a good year to get the city. No, take that. It was a great year to get the city talking about basketball again. And Atlanta hasn't always rallied behind this team, but boy, did they show up more than usual last season. I love the low post attack on that one.
Augustine again. It's Young. Pass to Korver. He dishes it to Collison. And there's a whistle that goes against Greg Monroe. That's his first foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Wizards lead by 3. 2K Sports back in a moment here at Phillips Arena in Atlanta. And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Wizards?
With the aggression they're showing early on, I mean, they're driving it to the hoop with authority and force.
Yeah, they're showing some muscle also in the first half as well, and getting a lot of their points in the paint. Really like the balance they've shown.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for Atlanta, Steph Curry's out there with Kyle Korver. Then there's Paul Millsap. Then there's Warren, and it's Plumlee in the pivot spot, manning the middle. And Washington making a change here. Omer Asik, he's checked in for O'Neal. Monroe comes in for Markieff Morris. Gordon's checked in for Beno Udrih. And it's John Wall in for Young. He had his back to the basket for over 5. That'll be a turnover. The Hawks trailing. And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. Warren kicks to Korver. Can't cash in from the high post.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Outside Curry. He feeds it to Millsap. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
That's his second personal.
And he isn't the biggest body at 6'8", Park, but Paul Millsap very effective.
And part of his being underrated and underestimated, I think, is due to that size. But folks are finally starting to come around. That kind of production he's put up will make that happen.
Morris is checked in for Washington. Curry against Wall. Out to the right wing. 17-foot shot on the way. Morris, no good. Curry with him. He's picked up by Wall. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
Even against solid defense, he's still going to try to continue to make that shot.
And I wouldn't bet against him in that situation the next time out.
And the Hawks making a change here. Lee's checked in. On the wing, Eric Gordon. 6 points for him. And he gets it to go.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen. The defender there in the neighborhood, but not quite close enough. Good shot.
Curry against Wall. And Courtney Lee gets the whistle. That's it.
That's his second personal foul. If he gets another, it probably puts him on the bench for the rest of the first half.
Jared Dudley's checked in for the Wizards. And it's Mason Plumlee with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. The Wizards making a switch here. Temple's checked in. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Screen by Asik. Just 5 on the clock. Wall's shot is off.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look. How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Atlanta's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Here's Millsap. Washington with the rebound.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
Yeah, heat check or not, I don't care how hot he may or may not be. He's not making that one.
To the inside. And Asik throws it down.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G.A. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all.
Out left to the wing. Here's Temple. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
A clear look at the hoop. He doesn't miss many of those.
For Atlanta, they've gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Outside for Korver. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got 6 assists in the game. Out to the wing. Asik the screen for Dudley. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Atlanta's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Curry dishes to Millsap. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Now it's a 3-point Hawks lead.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
And Washington put together a good season against the East last year. Ended up with that 46-36 record, with 30 of those wins coming against the rest of the conference.
Plumlee with the screen. Curry kicks to Korver. Millsap passes to Lee. It's Millsap with the drive. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Wizards 46-36 last season. That was good enough for them to land the number 5 seed. Clark.
Well, it was actually, Kevin, the same finish they had in the conference in 2014, even though they won more games. Washington, though, was only 10-15 against the rest of the Eastern Conference playoff teams.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That's foul number 2 for him. Millsap a screen. Curry with a wide open look. Another 3 for Atlanta.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
And guys, Courtney Lee, now having completed 7 full seasons, very much the same guy now as he was entering the league. A 3-and-D prototype who will most likely never be a plus playmaker.
Getting ready to come in for Washington. Joey Dorsey's checked in for Usher. Monroe comes in for Markieff Morris. Eric Gordon, he's checked in for Garrett Temple. Young is subbed in for John Wall. Talking about Courtney Lee, you know the ball handling and court vision are suspect, but you don't care because he's provided solid defense on the wing, Clark, and he's hit over 40% of his threes last year.
And he's also one of the best free throw shooting 2 guards in the league, Kevin. And last year he and Conley were out of sight at the end of games. That's a wonderful combo to have, 2 great free throw shooting guards late.
Here's Curry down low. Korver dishes to Plumlee. It's Curry with the drive. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Hawks.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
And also, they've gotten the three-pointer to fall tonight as well. That's equally as important.
There's the dish to Monroe. On its way from Young for 2. Score the basket, his 3rd after 5 shots.
Probably wasn't the shot they were looking for, but they'll take the bucket.
Curry passes to Millsap. There's the feed to Korver. Millsap is screen on Dudley. There's the screen. Millsap misses.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Young outside. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. Fast break, the Hawks. Curry leading the charge.
Oh, nice play on D. Got that hand in the face and prevented him there from getting an easy look.
Exactly. Alert and aware. Really reacted quickly to that shot attempt.
And it's Gordon missing.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Curry with it. And it's Gordon picking him up. Curry against Gordon. Curry kicks to Plumlee. Shot clock at 6. And he jams it with authority.
And he's been the catalyst all game long. Love how he's distributing the basketball.
No doubt about it, Greg. I mean, when the offense runs through him, it's really smooth.
With the assist.
Lee against Gordon. Feeds it to Dorsey. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Paul Millsap picks one up. Certainly the biggest surprise last year, Clark, was the play of the Atlanta Hawks. You would have picked them to win the East at the start of the season.
Well, they did it, and they earned it. The Hawks didn't have any superstars on their roster, but they won with solid team play.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. DeJuan Blair. He's checked in for Plumlee. Collison comes in for Paul Millsap. Warren's checked in for Kyle Korver. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Steph Curry.
And I love the fact that he didn't have to slow down or adjust there. The pass was just timed perfectly. And for the Hawks, they did end up with 4 All-Stars last season. And as you said, it was all about how they worked together as a team.
Monroe, no good. Here's the Hawks with the ball. They're on a 14-6 run. And that one's good.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
And, you know, around the NBA, the league recognized the Hawks were a complete team. Everybody played their roles superbly. The NBA named all 5 of their starters the Player of the Week last year in an unprecedented move.
Kicks it to Augustine. Collison with a screen on Wall. Passes it to Blair. Atlanta needs to get off a shot here. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And watching Nick Collison, he makes all the hustle plays, all the little plays, the things that really will not show up in a score sheet, stat sheet. For over a decade, he's had that role and embraced it.
And Kevin, the other thing he does as a veteran is a coach knows what he's going to get. He doesn't make the mistakes that some players make. And while he's not going to be a great scorer in the post or a high-flying rim protector, his game really is built on intelligence and toughness. And so positioning for charges, making open mid-range jump shots, all the unsung things that help a team win games.
There's a good screen. Augustine in the corner. Blair against Johnson. And Blair gets it to go. Blair's got 4 points this quarter.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. Defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense.
1:36 left now here in the second. Here's Augustine. He has 5. Here's Lee. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Washington's offense last year looked solid on paper, but in reality, it was much tougher to defend against. They could hurt you in a number of ways.
And the Wizards, Kevin, could get you in transition, but they could also, as you mentioned, they could get you with their half-court sets. Top 10 in field goal percentage as well as three-point percentage last season.
He took good advantage of that screen. And 11 points for Eric Gordon.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know, he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over.
And, you know, for the Wizards, it wasn't just how they scored, but who scored. I mean, they ended the season with all 5 starters averaging double-digit points, and that's a rarity.
Washington making some changes. Morris is checked in for Monroe. Dudley comes in for James Johnson. And Garrett Temple subbed in for Gordon.
And thinking back to the Wizards having all of their starting 5 scoring in double digits last year, those are the kinds of teams that coaches hate to plan against. Any given night, one of them can step up and hurt you, and you just couldn't plan for where their points were going to come from.
And Wall kicks to Dudley. Back to Wall. Missed inside.
You know, they did a good job in the first quarter getting themselves to the line, but here in the second, they've gone away from it.
Yeah, everything's been perimeter oriented, and you have to be hitting shots to play that way.
And Dudley kicks to Wall. Here's Hushit. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Atlanta leading by 7. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And here's Augustine. He's got 5. Here's the screen. The layup off target.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel.
That'll do it for the first half. The Hawks on top, up by 7. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway. welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade. They're looking amped up and ready to get going once again. An exceptional performance from John Wall.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Guys, I think here in the second half, though, they may want him to be a little more assertive. Start hunting more for his shot, even the tough one.
And now the third quarter about to get going.
Well, how about John Wall in this one? He's got 14 points, and he's also been picking up some nice assists here and there, too.
And Clark, that needs to continue. When he has an opportunity to get an open teammate the ball, he has got to make that a priority.
So on the floor for Washington, we've got Wall. Monroe is out there with Omer Asik. And it's Udrih. And it's Johnson in at the 3 slot. And Wall kicks to Monroe. It's stolen by Curry. And the pass to Warren. Lee left side. He kicks to Millsap. 6 to shoot. Wall with the steal. Pushing it up. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. T.J. Warren picks one up. Well, I think all three of us agree John Wall, a tremendous all-around player.
Outstanding. Speed was what jumped out at me most when I saw him first at Kentucky. Now he's been able to harness that speed as a pro, and he makes plays that very few can make as a point guard.
He gives you a lot of different looks, doesn't he?
He sure does.
Curry attacking. That's good. Curry's got the lead up to 10 now for Atlanta.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And he gets the bucket. Curry's got 10.
Nothing but money for him to start the half. They've made all 3 of their shot attempts.
And Wall. Here we go now. And that one's good.
He's got to quit while he's ahead, Kev. It worked that last time, but that's an invitation for a turnover.
Outside Curry. Here's Lee.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
I tell you what, I used to love to go up and jam like that.
That's good.
Crisp pass into the paint.
The Hawks leading by 10. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Here's Millsap. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Millsap's got 11 points.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
Asik. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's going to be on Mason Plumlee. Guys, you want to talk about one tough guy? How about the Turkish hammer, Asik? Tremendous rebounder. A space eater in the paint. So long.
That's a great way to describe him, Kevin. Last year he finished 4th in the league in rebounds per minute. Plus, he's always lurking as a shot blocker.
He is. And the shot by Warren, no good. From about 19 feet. It will go down, and the Hawks' lead is cut down to 9 in the bucket from Wall. Atlanta's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15.
You know, going back to Asik, I mean, he's not just a big, immobile guy. I mean, he's got really good flexibility, and that's helped him develop some post moves at the offensive end. He's no longer Mr. Dunk or nothing.
Kicks it out to Gordon. Just 5 on the clock. Washington needs to get a shot off here. Puts it up from 12. Asik, no good.
And going back to Amir Asik's toughness, you can see it in his face. I mean, he's not going to smile at you. He's not going to show you any expression at all. Just a cold-blooded monster on the floor.
Korver gets a wide open look. Another three for Atlanta.
There's 6 points on consecutive three balls. They're finding holes in this defense.
Yeah, no doubt the defense had better plays, a little tighter.
Washington calls timeout.
Kyle Korver, a true laser. I mean, the most efficient catch-and-shoot jump shooter in the league, and maybe in league history. He tallied the second ever 50-50-90 season a year ago.
So for the Wizards, O'Neal's checking for Asik. Monroe comes in for Markieff Morris. And Dudley subbed in for James Johnson. And Korver now in his 13th season in the NBA. Last season was his best ever, especially shooting.
Yeah, and he credits all of his improvement to the advanced off-season training regimen. Extremely dedicated. He moved his family to Santa Barbara to be closer to his trainer, and it's paid off.
Stephen
Quick hands on the steal, and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Millsap dishes to Curry. On the wing, Korver. Curry against Wall. Curry passes to Millsap. Good, and Curry gets the assist. And that's 13 points for Paul Millsap.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Here's Korver for 3. It's hauled in by Gordon. For the Washington Wizards, they come in off the loss to the Philadelphia 76ers. Outside Millsap. That's a 2 from Korver. Korver missing again.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot up. He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
I tell you what, I think he'd be happy if he can continue to get looks like that.
Outside Curry. Fires the 3. And Jermaine O'Neal pulls it down. Wizards trailed by 17. And Wall kicks to Gordon. Nailed from three-point land.
for 3.
Gordon's got 14 points.
Great pass. John Wall is really good at finding the open man.
Curry dishes to Millsap. Curry passes to Plumlee. Here's Korver for 3. That's in for his 5th field goal of the game. Makes him 5 for 12 so far.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
And it's Monroe finishing it off.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. Last season, Atlanta showed just how much fun a team can have playing team basketball, a complete team effort. We use that word a lot. You don't see it much in the NBA, but boy, they epitomize the part.
Yeah, they sure did. Refreshing to see a team do that well collectively without a real superstar. Just a solid group that understood their roles and played them perfectly.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. DeJuan Blair, he's checked in for Plumlee. Collison comes in for Paul Millsap. And it's Lee in for T.J. Warren. That's good. And that's 15 points for Steph Curry.
Wow, he is lighting it up here in the second half. And, folks, it's not like the Hawks didn't have talent. I mean, they did have 4 All-Stars last year. None of them voted in, however.
Here's Korver. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. And that's 15 points in the game for Kyle Korver. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Hawks.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
Pass to Blair. Puts up a 3. Curry with another miss.
You know, what shows you just how team-oriented the Hawks were last season was this stat. They never had anybody score more than 30 points for them in a game all season. Millsap had 30 points once early in the year, and that was the high mark for the team.
Right side Korver. To the middle. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Morris. Young with the ball. And Curry picks him up defensively. Lets a floater go. And it's Young. That time on the assist by Morris. Young's got 9.
Guys, that time he went for the fancy finish for us there, man. That was sweet.
Curry outside. The long distance 3 is barely. Curry's got a pair of 3s now here in the third for Atlanta.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Jumps up. Hammers it down off the coast-to-coast plate.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
The Hawks leading by 22. And it's Korver in the corner. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. 18 points in the game for Kyle Korver. And Young kicks to Morris. Back to Young. They can't stop the run with that one.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
6 on the shot clock. And Blair kicks to Curry. Inside. Rejected by Monroe. Washington's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Out to the right wing. It's tipped. Here's Morris. Monroe dishes to Young. Morris right side. Again the miss by Morris.
You know, the right thing there to try to fade away with the D all over him, but that is a difficult shot to sink. And Steph Curry, 6'3" and about 195. I mean, a slender frame. You look back to high school and college, and that was one of the question marks. Did he have the strength to succeed?
And speaking of Curry's slight build, he's worked up and bulked himself up. He's added some muscle. He even got up to 200 pounds, I think he said. But he didn't feel real good, Clark, at that weight.
Yeah, it's not about the weight, Kevin. It's about strength. You need it to fight through screens and attack the rim, and he's clearly put on the strength he needs to play at his highest level.
Boy, they just cannot take the lid off.
Well, they need a basket in the worst possible way, and They've got to stop this run, and the only way you do that, you got to score yourself.
From past the arc. No good. And at the end of the welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. The Wizards shooting 52% from the floor. Nice work so far from them. Jaroslav Raduljic is out there with Paul Millsap. Then there's Garcia. Then there's DJ Augustin. And it's Babb in at the shooting guard. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. And the foul called on Paul Millsap. That's his third foul of the game.
Yeah, man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
6 to shoot. And stolen by Garcia.
Guys, the teamwork and rhythm we saw from them earlier just isn't there right now. They've lost it, and the turnovers are starting to pile up.
It's been about tempo and pace with this group, and it's led to a huge advantage in fast break points.
Greg, it's really the main reason they're in front. All that early offense. I mean, when they've had the chance to push it, they've pushed it.
Atlanta's shooting has been outstanding in this game at 58%. Now here is Augustin. Defense is right there. Double team on Millsap. Lets the three fly. Augustin, no luck. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Dishes to Temple. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Here's Babb. Finished off the break.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Now Udrih. 5 to shoot. Here's Morris. The good-looking shot from the wing. The Hawks have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Here's Raduljic. O'Neal with the defensive effort.
All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
O'Neal is screen on Augustin. Here's Udrih, guarded by Augustin. And Udrih kicks to Temple. Morris passes to Temple. Rebound, Atlanta. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. Babb dishes to Millsap. Pass to Augustin. Here's Udrih. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that,
Garrett Temple.
the Atlanta Hawks come into this one following a loss to the Pacers in Indiana. The dish to Babb. Now here is Augustin. He feeds it to Garcia. Atlanta again missing.
He has got a lot of confidence in his game. You have to if you think you can knock one down from there.
Yeah, I think he maybe needs some time for some direct admonishment.
Temple can't get it to go.
And he has slipped into a funk, Clark. You can see the confidence is shaken.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he's very much deflated. The basket looks a lot smaller to him at this point, and the only way you can get out of it is to work yourself out of it.
Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Udrih. He dishes it to Morris.
And what a year last year for the Hawks. And what a job they did in their division. So many people thought Washington or Miami would run away with the Southeast, but the Hawks took that division by storm.
The Atlanta making some changes. Collison comes in for Paul Millsap. And it's Pargo in for Augustine. Jared Dudley's checked in for Washington. Here's Pargo. He's guarded by Udrih. Collison kicks to Babb. No good on the three. Wizards have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Udrih the pass to Morris. O'Neal is screen on Collison. Back to Morris. Just 5 on the clock. Ball's knocked loose. Udrih for 3. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
And one record that is going to be very hard for any player to ever match is the Iron Man streak. That record's held by AC Green as he played in 1,192 consecutive games. That kind of durability is going to be hard to match in the modern NBA. Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
And with Iron Man streaks, it isn't just injury that can get you. It's scheduled days off and getting suspended games, too.
Yeah, just for reference, last season DeAndre Jordan was the active leader, played over 300 straight games as a player. He was the leader in the league, but he wasn't even a third of the way to Green's historic mark of consecutive games.
And there's the feed to Dudley. Kicks to Morris. 14 feet away. That's good on the jump shot.
You know, as soon as he recognized the height mismatch, he immediately pulled up for the jumper.
And, Greg, that's just good basketball. Come on, good basketball there. A clean look from that range. He's got to take it.
Here's Babb. Shot is off. Now the Wizards take it the other way. Udrih dishes to Morris. Feeds it to Temple. Lets it go with a 3. And the shot is good.
In the first half, they didn't shoot nearly as many threes. But finding themselves down now, they've started to cast up a lot more triples.
Pargo kicks to Collison. Here's Raduljic, guarded by O'Neal. And stolen by Udrih. Here's Temple.
And it seems every season we see a player try and play through an injury. Sometimes it provides a boost with heroics, but it can lead to serious damage long term. It's a common practice we see, and some guys are pretty cavalier about it.
And that one's good.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Washington calls timeout. Greg, a lot of NBA players do play through injury. Last year, for instance, LaMarcus Aldridge played most of the regular season with a thumb injury that required surgery. Mike Conley, Clark Kellogg, we saw in the postseason play with the mask, with a facial fracture.
Yeah, and it's hard to make a blanket statement if it's good or bad for guys to do that. You just hope the player heeds the doctor's advice and doesn't do any further damage by playing injured.
Both teams deciding to change it up. On defense, the Hawks. They get a hand on it. Back to Gordon. Can't get it to go.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Yeah, another column in the stat sheet that hasn't gone in their favor. To climb back, they've got to put forth more effort.
Clock at 6. Pargo. buries the long-range jumper.
And they clearly are just destroying this group right now from the three-point line.
Yeah, and the defense knows it. I mean, they are fully stretched out trying to stop the three-point shot and still haven't been able to do it.
Young's shot is off. For Atlanta, they've gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the fourth. Here's Pargo, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
Well, you know, one season in the books with the NBA's new replay center, and so far, so good. I mean, the replays are averaging about 45 seconds apiece, and getting the officials the angles they need quickly to make the right call.
DJ Augustine's checked in for Garcia. And with the new replay center, the league also going for more transparency. People expect it now, Clark, and they're officiating.
Yeah, and I don't mind that. Evaluating the most scrutinized calls and non-calls of the games in those last 2 minutes, that's a positive. Things are continuing to change, I think, for the better in that regard.
Augustine with it. Passes it to Blair. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Johnson. It's hauled in by Warren. Warren's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. The pass to Pargo. Fires the 3. Rebound by the Wizards. Johnson's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. The drive by Gordon. And he gets the bucket.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And, Greg, to be able to take the bump like that and maintain control, that's not easy to do. I know you're kind of a little fella, but I was a big guy when I played, so I know how difficult that is. That was impressive.
I see.
And the Wizards making a change here. O'Neal's checked in. Now, here's Warren. Guarded by O'Neal. Shoots it up. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. Wizards have gone 6 of 13, so just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. Here's Gordon. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. DJ Augustine picks one up.
How about this one for Eric Gordon? He's got 19 points, and he sprayed home 3 3-pointers as well.
This is really production personified from long range.
And the Hawks making a change here. Raduljic has checked in.
And you know, guys, Eric Gordon was an unbelievable 3-point shooter last season. 45% from behind the arc. The first time he's been over 40% in his career.
Young outside. And the 3 off target.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
There's the call on James Johnson. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
And in the past, the NBA had the All-Star break for just an extended weekend. Last year, they gave the players a full week off. It seemed to be received positively by everyone.
Garrett Temple has checked in for Eric Gordon. Here's Warren. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. And he lobs it up. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Atlanta.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Curry. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
The All-Star break in 2015 was just a bit over a week. Those extra days, Clark, for most players, really rested some guys up.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think it was a nice move. You play those 82 games, you need more than just a few days break during the middle part of the season. So I like that move a lot.
And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. Here's Temple. That's good, and Johnson with the assist. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
Sure can, because they've earned the win.
To the right side. Here's Raduljic. He kicks it to Garcia. Connects on the 17-footer.
This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just not backing off here. I mean, they're looking to close this one out in style. What a time to have this kind of serve.
And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. They poured it on tonight, Clark. A dominant showing in front of a crowd.